Hey everybody. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start on the Sniper install today. So my local parts store did not have EFI hose in 3/8, so I ordered stuff from Summit, and what I am going to do is hopefully get this swapped out today, the fuel pump, get the new fuel pump in there. Probably not going to run the wiring today, but get the fuel pump hopefully swapped in. And then I will go ahead and drill a hole in here. There's a oxygen sensor that needs to go in. The kit comes with a couple of clamps and a plate that they want you to clamp on, but I'm just going to go ahead and drop this pipe down, and I will go ahead and drill the hole, and then I put the plate and clamp it, and then I'm going to actually weld it, tack it in place, take the clamps off, weld it in there. So I'm hoping I can get at least those couple of things resolved today, and then little by little move on to the rest of it. Like I said, my local parts store actually didn't have EFI hose in stock. They were out of it, as well as the crimp type clamps that I want to use. So again, I just went ahead and ordered some stuff from Summit. Bulk of it will be in, I think they said, about 5 days. And again, the fuel line, I don't know what's going on with fuel line, but it is actually back ordered, or not back ordered, coming directly from the manufacturer, but they said it's going to take probably about 2 weeks to actually get it. I don't have any plans on driving this thing for a while, so I think it'll be fine, and it'll give me the opportunity to kind of work on it a little bit slower. That way I take my time and, you know, hopefully do a better job on it. So. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start on that. Probably, well, obviously disconnect the battery first, and then I will go ahead and probably start on that exhaust first, and then after that I'll get the fuel pump going. But I'll turn this back on when I got something to show you. Thanks. Alright, so the directions here say 1 to 10 inches after the collector, and it also says it should be 10 degrees or more off center. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Alright, so got that thing in there. It's about 10 inches. Couldn't really find anywhere that I really wanted to put it other than right there. I mean, really up close, right up underneath the brace here, the cross member, but I didn't want to go that route, and I didn't think I'd have enough clearance for the sender itself, so the sensor. So anyways, like I said, we're about 10 inches right there. It said 1 to 10, so a little shy of 10. Hopefully that should be good. And this is ideal, that is what they said, so I mean it will function other than that. But and then we got our little gauge here, which gets it on there, and we are at 70, so 20 degrees, because 90 is straight, and so yeah, about 70 right there. Sure we're sitting on that thing good. Yep. Alright, so that should work. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it here. I'm going to drop off the hanger back here, and then I've got enough clearance here, I believe, that this should drop down far enough that I can get that thing welded on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will turn this back on in just a little bit. Alright, so I got that guy welded in. Got some paint on it so it doesn't rust. Unfortunately, I didn't have any more silver. Tell you, this has been a project. It's been over an hour to get this, which I couldn't even get all the way down. I just got it maybe to here. I thought, oh, I'll just come over here, loosen this guy up, which is still loose. I need to retighten, and disconnect the collector in the front. Everything will drop down. No such luck. It's got the ball socket on it, so it's into about probably here, roughly. I do not have enough room to slide that darn thing back, so what I had to do was start taking the header off to make a little space so I could get this apart, but I couldn't even get it all the way apart without taking the header all the way off. And then I forgot I put the 1 3/4 headers on here, which, if you go back to one of the other videos, they were a nightmare to get in and to get tightened down and everything. So I did not want to take them all the way off, so I left the back bolt on and figured I could angle it enough, but again, no such luck. I got it kind of back and partially down, but I couldn't get it as far down as I wanted to. So anyways, like I said, probably an hour and a half, and I still have to get back up there and tighten up that header, plus tighten up these guys here and straighten this thing out once everything's kind of tight, tighten that up. And anyways, that's about all the time I got for today. So things did not work out the way I was hoping, but I guess that's how it goes some days, right? So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing off. I'll turn it back on when I get back out here and get a little bit more done. Alright, so after that frustration with the exhaust and the header the other day, I kind of forgot to turn the camera back on when I started getting working here. But as you can see, I've got the old sending unit pickup tube out of the gas tank on the El Camino. I'm going to go ahead and start putting that new one in. Let me get it out on the bench, the new setup, and I'll show it to you guys before I start putting it in. Alright, so this is the new pump I'm going to be putting in, electric fuel pump. Got the sending unit on it, same setup as far as the nipple for the gas line, and of course it's got the pigtail here for the electrical, the other end of the pigtail here, which I'm going to have to wire in for the pigtail, new O-ring, the locking sleeve, and it comes with the Holley Hydromat, I believe they call it. Supposedly if any part of this is touching gas, the fuel pump will pick up gas. So get that going, and I guess we'll show it to you, or well, you won't see much after it's installed, but anyways, let me get going on this and I'll turn it back on in a little while. Thanks. Alright, so the instructions say to remove these two screws here and let this kind of hang, and then when you get it to this level, you're supposed to put the float in and then maneuver it, and then I guess put it back together. And I was thinking, oh, I can get it in, but sure enough, you get to this level, you really can't get it in. So I'm going to take these screws out, slide it in like they recommend, get it a little bit farther, and put the screws back. So I'll let you know how that works out. Be back in a few. Alright, that actually worked out not too bad. I added, obviously, my transmission cooler back here by the tank when I was putting the car together. So I had to finagle a little bit. It made it a little tight, but it wasn't bad. The O-ring, Holley actually suggests putting it over all this, sliding it over the bulkhead. Thank goodness, because I didn't want to have to pull that back out again. And put it on there, slide it over the bulkhead so it's on the inside, and then put it together that way. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to start sliding this thing over, work it around the bulkhead, put it in. I'll put the ring on it, and I'll show you guys when it's finished. Thanks. Alright, so there it is. We got it in. Hardest part was getting this darn ring and the gasket back in, getting them to sit down far enough I could knock it around, but that was the hardest part of the job, to be honest. But it's done. So still got to run the wires, as you can see here. I do have my fuel sending unit wire right here, which goes on the top of the tank. I've got a ground wire here, which kind of runs around, but everything is in this harness, so I'm going to have to reroute it a little bit. Kind of thinking I'm going to try to get it over the top of the tank. I don't know if it'll go. I might have to drop the tank a little bit, but anyways, that's the plan. Get that wired in, and then I will move on to putting the throttle body and doing that stuff. So I'll turn it back on when I get a little work done. Thanks. Alright, well, we're out here again today. I'm going to go ahead and take this carburetor off and start getting that Sniper throttle body put on, and whatever other little odds and ends I need to do, so, and figure out kind of where to run the wiring. I kind of want to keep everything either in the same location it's at as far as the wiring, or very close. So let's see what we got as far as length of wires on that kit once it's in here. But alright, I'll turn this back on when I get a little bit done. Alright, so it is on there, but we do have a couple of issues. One, I could have swore up and down I had a open plenum. I've got a dual plane intake. So I don't know. I'm going to keep going with it and see what happens. If it doesn't run right, then I will think about trading out intake manifolds or something. Kind of disappointed. Like I said, I could have swore up and down I had a single plane intake. But the other thing, I mentioned the other day that the AC lost its charge. Well, when I was under here nice and quiet, I heard a hissing noise, and it is actually from this crimp right here. That's what's leaking. So that's where my Freon took off to, or my R134. So I don't know, I'm going to have to see if I can get a tool and recrimp that a little tighter or something, but anyways, one thing at a time. So I'm going to keep working on this. I got to change these fittings. I'm going to put the gas line up front where I had it, get the hoses plugged in, kind of see what the wiring looks like. But anyways, a couple things I just wanted to share with you guys. So I'll get going again, and I'll turn this back on when I get some more done. Alright, so we're out here again working on the conversion. I've got majority of the wiring done. I have this one plug here left, which goes to, for at least my application, the tack, which is the factory tack, not the one here, not the one on the coil. The one I had plugged into the coil will get spliced in, and then the other end plugs into here. And then that also serves as the kick for the AC compressor, which I am probably going to have to call Vintage Air, because I'm not sure where to cut that wire in. So before I go and make a mess of things, I'm going to give them a call. I believe it says negative to the relay on the instructions, but I'm not real sure where that is located in this system, and I can't seem to find the instructions for the Vintage Air. So like I said, I'm going to give them a call, see if they can tell me what color wire, yada yada yada, where it might come from and all that good stuff. So, but I still need to do that, and of course fuel pump down there, I need to take that off, put a block off plate on it. But other than that, oh, and I got one more battery ground I need to hook up, which is actually inside. I ran from the fuel pump when I was running the wires from it. So fuel pump ground, plug this guy in here, which like I said, one end goes to the AC compressor, one of the wires, the other wire gets tied into my factory tack wire. And other than that, we're looking at gas lines, which still have not arrived. So once they get here, I will be able to finish it up. But just wanted to give you guys a quick little where it's at. So that's where it's at. When I get some more done, I'll turn this back on. Thank you.